the newly appointed Super Eagles coach. The reaction continues to be elicited from that corner since the NFF did announce the man, Bruno Labbadia, as the new head coach of the Super Eagles. So we'll be having a man now, but Mike, he said he's expected to select his foreign assistant from the following candidates. He has listed them, Souza, Olufin, Bernard, but I mean, a lot of persons are also saying that why not get assistant from Nigeria? But then for me, I feel like since he bears the responsibility of the team, he also should get whoever will help him to achieve success, isn't it?
Yes, I think for me, if you try to impose an assistant on him, or try to point to the direction to which the assistant should come from him, I think you are trying to limit his strength, because he is the one wearing the shoe, and he has been given a mandate to qualify the Super Eagles, you know, at least to take us to that glory land of at least giving us hope in terms of the World Cup qualifying ticket, then also starting afresh in the African Cup of Nations qualified. So there is no need for me, you know, dictating for him where his assistant should come from. You leave it, allow him to pick, you know, his own personal assistant. He feels that he's going to work with him properly to give him that proper advice that will enable him to succeed.
All right, joining us live on air now is one man I so much love when it comes to sports punditry, Mr. Feremi Adegboyega Samuel. I call him Mr. Faz. Faz, good morning and welcome to Sports Talk on Atlantic Television Network.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for having me on the program this beautiful morning.
Faz, I don't know the location you are now. I don't know whether you're in Lagos, Ibadan, but how is the environment? Take us through on that.
Yeah, I'm actually in the city of Ibadan, and okay. Of course, Ibadan is cloudy, calm this morning. Not raining yet, but with the look of things, I'm actually giving you a weather report now.
It is necessary, you know, because the matter we want to go into requires to know the weather around you, so that we can know how hot or cold the temperature level of your analysis, you know. But I still have Mike here in the studio. Mike, I'm sure you also want to talk to Faz.
Yeah, Mr. Faz, good morning and welcome to the show this morning.
Good morning to you, sir. Good to have you guys, talking to you guys at this point in time.
Okay, it's no longer in news that the Super Eagles now have a new coach in Bruno Labbadia. What is your take in his appointment? And were you surprised to wake up at the wee hours of 2 days ago to hear about his appointment?
All right, thank you very much. Well, just like you said, it's no longer news. It's been in the news in the last couple of hours, and different reports, different stories, different articles, pieces have been written concerning this man. I also wrote my own, and to begin with to answer the last question, was I surprised? Of course, absolutely. Everyone was surprised. Nobody would have expected, would have thought that the NFF would announce to us, to Nigerians, you know, at the wee hours of the night, the new head coach of the biggest football branch at around 5:45 a.m. on Tuesday morning. Nobody saw that coming. It was something really, really shocking and surprising. And it is now much of a great surprise and shock to see that it is Bruno Labbadia, a man that was not even linked with the job in the last couple of months, which means he came out of the blues. I did my little research on this man to know what he's capable of, what he can bring to the table. Of course, you and I know he's a German coach, about 58 years of age, if I'm not mistaken, and he's been in charge of several clubs right there in Germany. Was once in charge of Hamburg, Hertha Berlin, Bayer Leverkusen, Wolfsburg, and VfB Stuttgart, which was his recent job. And in total, looking at the statistics, 487 games, 214 wins, 103 draws, and 170 losses. And I ask myself, is this the manager Nigerians waited for about 74 days or 75 days thereabout? Is this the man the NFF promised us when they decided they were going to go for a, foreign manager at the point they did no longer believe in Finidi George? I mean, a whole lot of questions begging for answer. How come this man came into the mix, in just less than 4?
Hello, Faz, are you there? Faz, can you hear me?
Serious. I'm with you.
Okay. Now, from your reaction when you wrote that article after his appointment, are you clear that this is the man that will take us to the Canaan land? Fast, can you hear me? Okay, Mike, it looks like I'm sure we're going to reconnect with him. But from what he said, it sounds pessimistic, like, okay, but we're yet to get to know where if he's pitching tent to the level of achievement of what the man can offer to the Super Eagles.
Yeah, it seems as though he wasn't comfortable, and for me, from his reaction, he was taken aback, waking up at the wee hours of 2 days ago to learn of his appointment. And then again, taking a look at his line that he dropped, he mentioned some few clubs that he actually coached out there in the German league. It looked as though he wasn't totally impressed about the commitment, about the output of this very coach. And because according to him, if you listen carefully, I mean, he has coached several clubs out there in the Bundesliga, but what has he achieved?
Okay.
So for me, it still remains a question. We need to get back to him. Maybe the network will allow us.
Yeah, Fast, are you there live with us now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. I was asking you, I mean, do you now have a change of heart, or do you believe, okay, let's get straight up. Do you believe that Coach Bruno Labbadia is the man that can help the Super Eagles achieve success? I'm not saying achieving to win, but helping us to at least get past the level of Kenneth Rowe.
Well, it is quite unfortunate to begin with that we are even thinking of the Super Eagles winning. At this level of our football, at this stage and age, as big as the Super Eagles is, we should not be thinking of getting to some level. We should be thinking of winning. I mean, the least expectation we should be expecting from any manager that will be coming on board is to get us to the finals of the AFCON and win it. After all, we got to the finals the last time we played, even with troubled Osipocero at that point in time. And anybody coming on board should do better than what Osipocero has done, which is to win on the AFCON. So for me, I feel it is a whole lot of disappointment to be working with this guy. And remember, the last job he took, he only won, twice. He lost 7 times, and he was fired after 7 months being in charge of the BFA Stuttgart. So I don't know what to expect from this man. I'm just hoping that it will not end his tears, because it looks like a black market for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. It looks like a black market as far as I'm concerned, and I'm not really confident on this man. I'm not really confident in his CV, and I don't know what he's ready to bring to the table. Some people have said that because he's a German coach, he can actually instill the German mentality into the national team of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But then, I mean, he's a German coach. Why didn't the German Federation give him an opportunity to work with athletes under 17 to begin with, if it's that exceptional, if it's that good? And remember, this is a man that has never stepped out of the shores of Germany. His 21 years as a manager has been in the German Bundesliga. He has never stepped out of it. I mean, how do you expect him to understand the African football environment? I mean, these are the things, these are the issues, these are the problems for me that I feel, hey, this appointment is a bit shady, is a bit dubious. There's a whole lot that we do not understand. There's a whole lot that the NFF are hiding, that have done in secret to be able to go for Bruno Fernandes. If you remember, as of last week Friday, Jaden Anderson was actually talking to the media right there in Sweden that there were talks already with himself and the Nigerian Football Federation.
That's
and
good.
boom,
That's correct.
Yeah, and boom, all of a sudden, Bruno Labbadia was appointed on Tuesday morning by 5:35 a.m. I've never seen on air in the world where you appoint a new head coach for a national team at 5:35 a.m. I've never heard that before. So, there's a whole lot being done that is not coming out the media. I just hope we keep watch. We see how this ends. I want him to succeed, but I'm just really skeptical about the appointment.
Okay, now let's get to talk about another sensitive area of the discussion this morning. Now, the coach, talking about Bruno Labbadia, he was, before we woke up around 5 a.m. in the morning, we heard of the announcement by NFL. Then before 4 p.m. in the evening, a 23-man squad was released. Don't you think that, they are trying to impose players on the coach? Because for me, it should be the coach that should release this 23-man squad. But it looks as from what we are noticing, it is the NFF that actually released this 23-man squad. What do you make of that?
Well, I think it is a no-brainer. I think it is straightforward. Bruno Labbadia has nothing to do with that list, as far as I'm concerned. He has nothing to do with that list to begin with.
And that is the big question. Are you comfortable with that?
I don't have a choice. We don't have a choice at this point in time. Even if I'm not comfortable, there is nothing we can do. We just have to talk about it because it is quite unfortunate. This man does not even know some of the players he wants to work with. He doesn't know them. So, if you remember, during the release, or let me say, what was actually released by the NFL, it pointed that Bruno Labbadia was going to get to work with immediate effect, immediately, which means he started work on that Tuesday. But you and I know that these players were not released by Bruno Labbadia. It was the technical man, it was from the technical department of the Nigerian Football Federation. And let me let you know something. I said to someone yesterday that our 2 games of the AFCON qualifiers against Benin Republic and Rwanda, don't expect any input from Bruno Labbadia. He might be on the top line, but whatever we see on the field of play is from the player. Their individual brilliance, their individual performance. It's not about tactics. It's not about tactical inputs. Because what do you expect from Bruno Labbadia? He doesn't know the players. He doesn't really understand their strengths and weaknesses. So don't expect any magic from him. Don't expect anything from him. So if we get a good result on the field of play, it is on the players. If it is otherwise, you also put it on the players. So that's just my own take concerning the list released by the NFL.
I'm sure we're going to get you live in the afternoon on radio fast, if you are free then, so that we'll take a look at. He has come out to say he wants to have assistants, and for me, he who wears the shoe knows where it pinches. So I don't think there should be any argument as to that one.
Well, let's see how it goes. I saw reports this morning saying that he will be bringing some foreign assistants. I also hope that the NFF would give him some local assistants right here. I expect some NPFL coaches that have done well for themselves in the last couple of seasons to join in on the technical bench are right there. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how the people surrounding him will help him to succeed right there at the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Many thanks to you, Faz, for joining us live on this morning edition of Sports Talk on Atlantic Television Network.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, we appreciate Faz joining us. Mike, time is not our friend, but Faz has said a lot in terms of preparation, in terms of what his view in regards to the appointment of Bruno Labbadia.
Yeah, if I must wrap up what he has just said, I think he's very pessimistic about what this man brings to the table. Then again, he's also very surprised that NFF rolled out the 23-man squad instead of the coach, and he's not also comfortable about the record or the CV of Bruno Labbadia. These are some of the basic point that he actually punched on the air right there, which for me, I think he's entitled to his opinion. But one thing is very certain, that we are very, very hopeful, and we are giving Bruno Labbadia all the support to ensure that he succeeds in this journey.
At this point now, if you don't, you cannot tell. I mean, this is like he's saying that if you cannot win them, you join them. And we just have to, because we want the best for the Super Eagles.
Through at this point, we don't have option than to support him to succeed.
There are other interesting conversations in football matters. When we come back later this evening, 6 p.m. is the time. We hope to bring you all those electrifying news. You don't want to miss that for anything, I tell you, Mike. A lot is happening in football, and I'm sure that the TV viewer want to really get all the latest.
Definitely, but we'll make a return by 6 p.m. in the evening to give you some of the busy stories, especially in the world of transfer, some other sporting story popping up in the last 24 hours.
All right, I did the show with Manuel Michael here, and